Yeah, Warner Brothers made an announcement yesterday. Look, their streaming service has gone through a lot of changes over the last couple years. Some of them made absolutely no sense, including taking the HBO branding away from your streaming service, which HBO, that name carries a lot of value still. They decided they wanted to go through some things. And guess what? We all said that's kind of dumb. Why are you doing that? Well, apparently, a year or two after the fact, they've heard the complaints. Warner's reverses course, changes Max name back to HBO Max. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav announced the move, with the company declaring no consumer today is saying they want more content, but better content. Well, I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. However, it is really fucking funny that this is what's happened over the past couple years. HBO, HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Max, back to HBO Max. And the one thing you can say is that the social media teams, they're having fun with it. They're having fun with this entire thing. Retweeting Conan O'Brien, criticizing them. They've got a lot of their actors out there kind of making fun of it. I always thought it was a stupid thing for them to go to Max and remove the HBO from the title. What is this called? A D-brand, a rebrand, a D-rebrand, or a re-D brand?
They got to laugh at themselves at this point. They've done it too many times.
Yeah, and they are, right? They are making fun of themselves, checking our mentions after another rebrand, a name reclaimed. They had James Gunn and John Cena out there kind of making fun of it while they're saying their previews for Peacemaker when they were doing their promos for that. But
listen, back in the day, everybody knew that HBO was where you watched the movies. And then after 9 p.m. Eastern, Cinemax is where you saw the boobies. That's just how it was. So Cinemax was always like the second tier channel to HBO supremacy. Yeah, the HBO, they had that cool intro when the movie was about to start. Dun, 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 dun. You remember that? The HBO like flying through the space and everything. It was so cool. And then, you know, when mom and dad went to bed, you went downstairs and turned on the TV with no volume and see what was on Skinemax just to see. So I'm glad they're putting the supreme cable service back on top, which is HBO. It's where it needs to be.
And I don't look, maybe because HBO is kind of associated with more adult mature content in general. Maybe they wanted to make sure that their messaging was, hey, you know, we got a bunch of stuff on here. It's not just you're not just going to find R-rated stuff, whatever. I think it was a huge mistake. We said it back then, and now they are Uno reversing themselves, and they're going back to HBO Max. It's confusing as fuck. But hopefully they stick with this one for a while.
How did that board meeting go? They just sat around. The guy's like, look, can we just, maybe people from the board kept calling it HBO. You know, how's the HBO thing doing? All right, look, fine. We're just going to freaking change the name back. All right. No one's calling it Max around here. People are making jokes. We're changing it back. We'll deal with the backlash.
When they even changed the colors several times, I gotta be real. I kind of liked when it was when the first time they went to HBO Max and it was like that weird purple color, because all the different streaming services have like a color that you associate with them. That one was different.
Right.
Then they changed it to be blue, and then they changed it to just be black, and now they're going back to HBO Max. Maybe there'll be another color change in the works. Who fucking knows? But at least the social media teams are doing their best to have fun with it.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. Just laugh at yourselves.